Hello, this is your instructor, Russ, again, and we're now ready for week 2 of our class in Communication 1110, Public Speaking. And what we're going to be discussing today what I'm going to show you examples of are the textbook chapters that are due for this week, chapter 6 and 8. I'm going to go through some highlights of that. And then I'm going to show you some video techniques of when you actually videotape yourself this week doing your narrative speech, some things to look for, some things I'll be looking for. So I'll give you some techniques. I'll explain to you how to upload your video onto VidGrid portal. So I'll be doing that. I'll be explaining to you about our narrative speech outline that is due this week, and that's part of your grade on your narrative speech. And then I'll be going through all the other assignments, kind of walking through each one of those, explaining little things about them that are due also by Sunday evening. So at this point, I'm going to be sharing my screen with you. We're going to take a look at the chapter 6 and 8. But before we do that, I have some things I want to look at. So you should be seeing now my screen, which is the student view of the class. And you can see that we're on the home page right now. And I'm going to go to the modules for right now because I want to look at module number 1 and 2. There's some things in module 1 that I hope that if you haven't taken advantage of yet, that you will. For example, one of the things is this narrative speech requirements. I go into detail about what I'm expecting of you in this speech and how to put the speech together. So if you haven't looked at that requirement sheet, look at that. If you're going to be using an object for your speech, you're not going to be telling us a story or an event, then look at this document called Selecting an Object for Your Narrative Speech. And then what you have here are these two are links to sample speeches. New Game, New Life is a sample speech that you could look at. Click on this speech links tab here, and you'll see that there's 3 different types of speeches you can look at just as sample speeches to kind of help you in preparing for your speech. I think that's always helpful. So that's in module 1. Now in module 2, we're going to take a look in just a minute on these assignments. We'll take a look at those in a little bit. But here's another guideline sheet. This one explains to you how do you put together a story, a narrative. And so I think that's good. I put this checklist together for you that you could use and look at just to help you to organize your speech. This outline template is an important thing to take a look at and I want to show you this here because this is what you're actually going to submit to me, something that looks something like this. And so I've got it here that we can take a look at, but I also have it in a format where you can download it. See where it says this link right here. This is the narrative speech outline template. I would suggest you download this. You can download it simply by clicking on it or by clicking on this little arrow and then select download, and then it will download and actually look at how do you video your narrative speech. What should it look like? So I'm going to pause the recording for right now, and then I'm going to get back to it once I've got things set up. Okay, I'm back with you again, but now you notice that I'm no longer seated, but I'm standing up. That's the first thing that I want you to do when you're videoing. You're not going to be seated. You're going to be standing, and you're going to be having your note cards in front so I can see your note cards. And notice how I'm filming from approximately the waist up. Now this is just a little bit higher than my waist. I can adjust this screen down just a little bit, and then that might help just a little bit. So you can see it's basically from the waist up. You can see me, and I want to see you so I can see you gesturing. And notice how I fill up most of the screen. And that's what I want you to fill up most of the screen. I want you to also notice that I have raised my camera up so it's on an even level with myself. So I had to put it up on a small wastebasket that I found is a perfect height to get it just about level with me when I stand back. And you want to do the same thing. If you're having someone else holding like your phone or a little camera, then make sure that they are level with you, that they're not down low or shooting up, because I don't want to see the ceiling. I don't want to see the lights in the ceiling, definitely. Speaking of lights, behind me, there are no lights. You don't want to film in front of a window with the window behind you or with lights behind you. The light should be in front of you so I can see you very clearly and also can hear you. Now, the one thing that I don't have in this sample is video is I don't have an audience, but you would need to show your 5 audience members. And if you want to use like FaceTime or something, show me that they're on FaceTime and that I can see them. I need to see 5 people, adults too, not emojis, not pets, not children under the age of 18, but need 5 adults that you show me at the beginning of the speech that are there watching you as you perform. But I want this film so I see your face. So it's directly onto you. Once you have shown me your audience, then you begin the speech and you do the introduction, the body, the conclusion. Then you say thank you at the very end and you shut that off. Now, it's very important that I see this and that I don't see, a paper. I'm just going to grab a paper here off my desk. So you see the difference between the two, right? One is really big and one's a lot smaller. So I can definitely tell if you're not using note cards. Now, I've got 4x6 size of note cards. This is about the largest that you should use, 4-inch by 6-inch long note card. You can use a 3x5 as well, but don't use paper. I don't want you to write this out word for word because we will see you do that. And here's what it will look like. You see right now, I'm not looking at the camera. It's very obvious that I don't have very good eye contact. But here I'm looking out, I'm holding the card with one hand, I'm able to gesture with the other hand. And even though I have an audience and they're behind the camera, I'm primarily speaking to the camera, which is directly in front. So that's the eye contact that I want to have. I want you to have. All right. And then when you're done with the recording, then what you should do is watch the recording. And if you can't hear the audio because it didn't record, you need to speak louder then, or maybe the audio part wasn't turned on or there's something wrong, then you need to re-record it. If you make a mistake, you need to record it again. Now, I do not want you to edit your speech so that you do parts of it and then pause the recording and do another part and pause and so on. I want you to do the whole thing all together and then watch it. And if you're satisfied with it, save that on your computer, call it something, put it in that speech folder that I told you to create. And this is probably going to be an MP4 is probably what you're going to be creating for a video. And then you're going to be able to upload it. And that's the next thing I want to show you is how to upload your video. So I'm going to pause the recording for right now. And then I'm going to show you how to upload your video. All right. So I'm now pausing. Okay, well, I'm back with you again. Now I am seated because I'm going to be showing you something different than the recording. I'm going to share my screen with you again, and so that you can see how we upload this. So I'm going to be sharing you the website. Again, this is the Canvas website, and what you'll see here on the side on the menu is something called VidGrid Portal. This is what you use when you record it. Now, I've got this on Student View right now, but when I go to VidGrid Portal, it will not let me use the VidGrid Portal in Student View because I'm not a student. And so even though I click on this, then nothing here is going to show up. I have to actually leave the Student View to show you the VidGrid Portal. And so your VidGrid Portal is probably going to look just a little bit different than what I have, but it's going to be very much the same as well. So one of the things that you'll need to do when you're ready to upload your video onto this is that you need to get rid of that right there. You need to see this little plus sign in a circle here. That's going to be very important. Now, it does say you can record here, but do not use VidGrid Portal to record your speech. You need to do one of two things. You need to record it yourself on your own device, and then you need to save it as an MP4 and then you're going to upload that onto VidGrid Portal, or you're going to save it onto YouTube. When you use YouTube, you need to make sure that you make your video public. At the end of your choices, when you're uploading your video onto YouTube, you'll have a choice of making it private or making it public. You've got to make it public so that I can view it and anybody else in class can view it as well. So here's how you do this. You want to, first of all, select the right folder that you're going to be saving this into. And this is the folder that I have all of our speeches ready to go into. 2023 summer. That's what it says, starts out here. So if you double click on this, you'll see some subfolders in here. You see there's 4 different speeches. I numbered them and I named them. So number 1 speech, the narrative speech. Number 2 is the demonstration. 3 is informative with research. And number 4 is the persuasive speech. So when you are ready to upload your speech, you select the folder that you want it to go into, and then you've got to select this little 0. See, when I click on that plus, it says upload. So you select upload, it searches your computer, you find the video that you recorded and the one that you like, and then you select that one and it will upload that one right into the folder. So it's not difficult to do at all. All right. If you need to, if you're not going to be using the VidGrid portal, then you need to upload the link to YouTube. And I'll show you how to do that here in just a minute. Okay, but this is how you do the VidGrid portal and upload your video. All right, at this point, I'm going to go back to the modules. And if it'll let me, here we go. And I'm going to go, hopefully go back to student view. Move me around, there we go. Go to student view. So it looks the same as yours. I want you to be able to recognize everything. And then I'm going to be going to your outline of where you submit these outlines. So we can go through these assignments right here in just a minute. I'm going to start with the last 2 assignments. These are due no later than midnight of Sunday of the 2nd week. And so here's the one that is where you submit your outline that you've created. So let's go to that one. So you select outline, and you've got it all ready to go. You've downloaded the narrative speech outline template, and you've saved that on your computer in your folder called speech. And when you're ready, you click start assignment. Now, you have a couple of choices here before you upload and submit this. You can select file upload, and you can simply go and upload that outline right into here. That's one option. Or another option is you can use this text entry that I just clicked on, and then you would need to do a cut and paste. You copy all of your outline and then paste it right in here to the text box that's right here. So use either one of those. I don't really care. And once you're ready then to submit it, you select submit assignment, and then it goes directly to me. All right, so that's how you do that. It's pretty easy. There's 0 points on the outline. This is actually part of your speech grade. If you do not submit an outline with your video, then I deduct an automatic 10 points, 10% off of your speech grade. So you can't get higher than a 90%, and that's if you would have normally got 100%. So if you have problems with this, of course, let me know. Tell me all about it. All right, let's go back to the modules now, and we're going to look at the next item that we're going to submit, and that's your video when you're ready to submit the video. You've got it? Yes, I want to leave. You're ready to submit it, to upload it. So here's how you do that. You go here to narrative speech video Dropbox. You select that, and it says here that I won't be able to do that. You're going to get different things on here to allow you to upload your video right onto this VidGrid portal right here, just like I showed you how to do it when I got off of the student view. This is worth 100 points. It's due by June 18th. And it says, or you could paste in the link to YouTube if you use that format. So here's where you could also paste in your link in the text box to YouTube once you've uploaded your speech video into YouTube. So after you've uploaded it, copy the link, come back here and put that in right there. All right. So hopefully that is clear on how you do those assignments. I want to go back now to end up this video by looking at the rest of the assignments that are due under Module 2. So here's one here, Module 2 quiz, which is on Chapters 6 and 8. That's due no later than Sunday night at midnight. You can use your textbook if you need to. You have 2 attempts to get this done. It's worth 20 points. There's 10 questions on Chapter 6, 10 questions on Chapter 8. Then on the discussion, I want to take a look at that for this week. This is due, the initial post is due by Sunday night at midnight. Your replies to at least 2 other classmates are due by Tuesday of next week. That's Tuesday of week 3, and that's when that's due. Now here you need to do a couple of things. The first thing it says you do is to know it says identify, but that means know the difference between a central idea and a specific purpose. You might want to go back and reread in the textbook what the definition of those 2 things are, or go back and review the PowerPoint slides that I went through with you at the beginning of this video. And I explained to you there what the difference was between the 2. Then here's the second thing. You read the following 3 speech topics right down here: adult literacy, illiteracy, vaping, and education. And for each one of these, you prepare a central idea and you prepare a specific purpose statement. Now, for each one of these, the central idea needs to be a complete sentence. I don't care what it is, but that complete sentence should be what your speech on adult illiteracy would be about, what your speech on vaping would be about, what your speech on education would be about. Then your specific purpose statement for each one of these needs to begin with the same words. After hearing my speech, my audience will, and then you fill in the rest. After hearing my speech, my audience will know what adult illiteracy is and how big of a problem it is. That's an example of for adult illiteracy. And then down below here it says, for each one of these, for this discussion post, I mean, you need to respond to at least 2 different persons in class by Tuesday of the following week, a minimum of 75 words in each of your replies. Okay? So that's the discussion. Let's move on next to the next assignment, which is your Dropbox assignment. And on this Dropbox assignment, it gives you just a list of 17 different sentences. These are all part of an outline for a speech, but they're not in the right order. And what you need to do is you need to separate out the main points, and I'll tell you there's 3 main points, 3 main things. So pick out which of these sentences you think are the main points, and then which of the sentences would be subpoints underneath of that main point. And so I want you to rearrange these sentences so that you can put them in the correct order. And if you want to, you can simply identify them by numbers. So maybe you think number 3 is the first main point. Maybe you think number 15 is the second main point. So you'd start by putting number 3, sentence 3, and then what's under sentence 3, indent, and then explain to me, list what sentence numbers would be underneath of that. Or you can copy and paste these and rearrange them that way as well. So I want to know the main points and the subpoints in the correct order is what I want to know. Then the next 2 assignments are your outline and your video, which we've already talked about. So at this point, this is all the information that I wanted to share with you for this week. I know it's a lot, so I want you to get going on these things early in the week, and don't wait till Sunday to have to do all of these assignments. But you do have a little bit of time. Do them as you can go about. Of course, if you have any questions on anything, don't hesitate to give me a holler by text, by email. I can set up a Zoom conference with you if you need me to actually go through on your computer and show you how to do things because you're all mixed up and you don't understand exactly how to do it. I'm more than happy to do that. Just let me know. And I hope you have a great week, and I'll be communicating with you again soon. Well, thank you.